Good morning, guys. As you can see, the weather is getting absolutely beautiful. The first day of spring was Friday, and the weather is really cooperating right now. So I think that we could probably get rid of the snow shovels, put them away for the winter, and break out the rakes. So yeah, we need to do a lot of TLC here in the yard. We've got all kinds of little limbs and sticks and everything else down, which is fine. We haven't had our spring winds and storms yet, so I'm sure we're gonna have a lot more. But yeah, so our wood ducks are back. Our mallard ducks are back this year. We actually have geese out here again. And so they sometimes make a mess too. So yeah, so let's start cleaning up some of these leaves and getting our plants uncovered. I'm sure, I'm not gonna do any flowers because I know we still have cool weather, but as far as our hardy outdoor plants like our hostas and our black-eyed Susans, things like that, they're coming up, so I think we can get them uncovered. So yeah, so I think that's what we're gonna do today. Okay, now let me show you these daffodils. Oh, I know daffodils come up early every year before the snow even stops flying, but I've left these leaves in here just to kind of help protect them a little bit. But yeah, check this out. They are looking awesome. Awesome. And you can see the little buds coming out in the bushes, and oh yeah, yep, I'll have to say spring is finally here. It just seems like it's been such a long winter since we've had all the snow, but yeah, we had what was it, 2 weeks? Like 2 weeks in a row we had some severe storms. Actually, there were some tornadoes that hit not too far from here. And then last week we had all that snow. I think we ended up getting like 3 or 4 inches, and 2 days later it was gone. And now beautiful weather. So, but you know, that's how fast the weather changes here. I'm sure other states are the same, but I tell you, Michigan, Indiana border there, it can go from 70, 80 degrees to 30 degrees like that. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna finish getting some of this cleaned up, and then we are actually gonna smoke a chicken today in the smoker. And then I am going to try a new recipe that I found for like cheesy au gratin potatoes in the smoker. So I sliced up the potatoes earlier, and I've got them soaking in some cold water until I'm ready to get them used in the recipe. But yeah, so come on, let's get this finished up, and then we'll go in. I've got the chicken ready. We have all the rub on the chicken getting ready. We're gonna finish up some of this work, and then we're gonna put it on the smoker and have a good dinner today. So let's get this thing finished up. Alrighty, we got most of the yard work done, what we wanted to get done for now. And I have come in and I took our chicken out of the refrigerator. Earlier, I spatchcocked the chicken, which as you can see here, he is laying flat. When you spatchcock a chicken, you actually... it would be breast side down, and basically all that means is you cut the you'll cut the backbone out of it on both sides, and you want to lay the chicken flat. That way when you, whether you're smoking it or roasting it, however you're cooking it, it will cook at a more even temperature when it's laying flat. And it doesn't take as long to cook too. I mean, it cuts the cooking time down by 40-45 minutes if you spatchcock the chicken. So we got all of our dry rub put on the chicken, and he's been resting to get all of those all of that rub, all of the spices all in. And yeah, so we are gonna get him put on the smoker. Mark is out right now. Let me turn this light on. Seems like there's pretty big glare from the window. We are going to get the smoker going, which I believe is what Mark is doing now. And we are going to take him out, get him put on the smoker, and then I'll be back in a little bit and I will start getting my gratin potatoes ready to get ready for the smoker too. So we're going to try a recipe that I found for cheesy smoked au gratin potatoes. So I can't wait to try those. But so yeah, so I'll be back in a little bit. All right. Get this chicken on the smoker. See, now he's the pro. I'm just the amateur when it comes to the smoker. Oh yeah. And we'll wait about an hour and a half, and then I'll put the potatoes on, right? About an hour and a half, let it go. I'll take the pan. Alrighty. There you go, folks. All right, guys. Now what I've done is I took a few slices of our homemade bacon out, and I am going to put my little twist on the potato recipe. I think I'm going to fry up a few slices of the bacon, and then I'm going to put it in the cheese mixture. That way we'll have some homemade smoked bacon in our homemade smoked au gratin potatoes too. So let me get this pan going. I think I'm going to cut the bacon up a little bit. That way it'll kind of fry easier, and I can just have the little pieces to mix in with the cheese mixture. So let's get this cut up and fried up, and then we'll go on to the next part of the recipe. All right, so I've got it all cut up, little pieces, and we're gonna get this fried up. This should taste really good in the potatoes. I've never made the smoked au gratin potatoes, but whenever I find a recipe, I usually like to try it first and then kind of put my own little twist on it. This time, I think we're gonna put our own little twist on it to begin with. So we're gonna get this all cooked up, and then let me grab that recipe real quick. Right. So the recipe calls for the russet potatoes, which I already have sliced up, and you soak them in cold water for a couple hours before you put them in. So I've got, the potatoes are sliced up, calls for half of an onion. I've got 4 ounces of the smoked Gouda cheese that I shredded up. And then I've got 4 ounces of some, it's Colby Jack and cheddar mixture. So I've got that. It takes heavy cream, butter. I've got garlic, 2 cloves of garlic. Got my flour, onion powder, salt, garlic powder, black pepper. And those are the ingredients that I need. And then we'll get our bacon cut up, and we'll get all of our mixture going for that recipe. Like I said, I will share the recipe down in the description, but you can follow along with me as I put it together, and we're gonna get that out on the smoker about an hour from now. We just got the chicken on. So we're gonna let that cook a little bit before we get our potatoes on. So it doesn't take as long for the potatoes as it does for the chicken. So we'll get this cooked up, and I'll be back to show you how we're going to get the potatoes all mixed together. Be back in a little bit, guys. Alrighty, guys, I am going to get these au gratin potatoes all done here so I can get them on the smoker. So we're gonna start by melting a stick of butter. All melted there. Now, just so we can go over a few of the measurements of the ingredients, I have got 2 cloves of garlic here. I actually have 3. The recipe called for 2, but we love garlic, so I've got 3 garlic cloves. I've got onion powder. I've got kosher salt. I've got coarse black pepper, and I've got garlic powder, and we're going to use a teaspoon each of those. Got 3 tablespoons of flour. I've got my bacon that I cooked up earlier. I've got 2 cups of heavy cream, and then I have my 4 ounces of my smoked Gouda cheese that I shred, and then I have 4 ounces of my combination. You can use any cheese that you want, but I've got a combination, which is the Colby Jack and the cheddar cheese, so it's going to be a combination of 8 ounces. And then I did keep about a half a cup or so of cheese on the side to put on the top. once we get our potatoes in. So I am going to take my garlic cloves, and I'm going to start by just getting the butter melted and cooking up the garlic just a little bit. We want that garlic to cook for about a minute just to get the nice flavor in there. Because we do not want it to burn. Turn that down just a slight bit. Right, and then to this, we are going to add our flour. We just want to keep a constant stirring because we don't want it to burn. Okay, into this mixture, we are going to add our teaspoon of our onion powder, a teaspoon of our kosher salt, teaspoon of our garlic powder, and then a teaspoon of our coarse black pepper. All right, and then we're gonna get that stirred up. Turn that down a little bit. All right, and then I've got 2 cups of heavy cream, and I am just going to slowly add just a little at a time. You want to be careful because it is going to steam up quite a bit. Oops, making a mess here. Right, we're just gonna get this stirred up, and it'll slightly thicken here even before we start putting our cheeses in. Oh, we do want to make sure we get our bacon put in there too. So I'm actually gonna put this bacon in now. There we go. That stirred up. All right, then next we're going to put our 4 ounces of our smoked gouda, and I'm going to get it all over the place here. All right, get that stirred in. Oh yeah, our smoked Gouda cheese is a real soft cheese, so it'll start melting pretty quickly. Okay, and then we're going to add in our Colby Jack cheese. We'll get that stirred up. You know, I think I'm actually going to add in just a little more of our cream. Grab that. actually am out of cream, so I just have some half and half I'm gonna add to this. Like I said, sometimes you just have to tweak the recipes just a little bit, but that's fine. I will put down in the description the recipe, but I will also put a little note as far as the measurements that I added, because I did put a little more of the cream. I think that was about 1.5 cups more than what the recipe actually called for. All right, guys. Okay, now we're gonna let this cool just slightly. And then I'm going to get my potatoes ready, and I'll show you how we're gonna layer the potatoes. All right, guys, I've got butter. I just made sure I buttered the sides and the bottom of this disposable aluminum pan. Then what we are gonna do is I am just gonna make a layer of potatoes right in the bottom of the pan. And you can overlap them, just kind of fill in all of the little holes here. All right, then I've got my sliced onion, and I am just gonna put a layer of sliced onion on the top of the potatoes. Here we go. Okay, then I'm gonna take a spoonful of my hot cheese mixture, and I'm just gonna spread that right on the top. Here we go. Right, then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to put another layer right on top. Right. And then another layer of our onions. Followed by another layer of our cheese. Another layer of our potatoes. So we're actually going to have 3 layers of potatoes here. Right, and I'm going to take one more look at the recipe, and I just want to make sure that I am doing it exactly like what it says here, because we're going to finish with a final layer of potatoes topped with the last bit of cheese sauce, and then the cheese on top. So this is going to be the last layer here of the potatoes. Got a couple more. Okay, you know what? I am gonna throw a little bit more of the onions on top. Didn't say anything about the last layer of onions, but we like onions, so I'm gonna put a little more on top. And then I'm gonna finish up with a little more of the cheese sauce. Looks yummy. It smells yummy. All right. Then I saved about a half a cup, and I'm just gonna sprinkle the half cup of leftover cheese on top. Oh yeah, there we go. And then I am going to put just a little sprinkle of some parsley on top. I've just got ground dry parsley, but that's fine. All right, guys. So I've got my potatoes ready. We're gonna get this out on the smoker. And if you guys, if anybody has tried the recipe for the au gratin cheesy potatoes on the smoker, if you could please leave it in the comments, and I would love to, I'd love to hear your recipe. We, on the weekends, we just love to use the smoker, and we like to experiment with different recipes that I find. So, alrighty guys, and let me remind you, if you guys have liked this video, if you could give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated. I am very thankful for all of my subscribers, and I greatly appreciate you following me and following my recipes. So, alrighty guys, we're gonna go get this on the smoker. Alrighty guys, look at here. We just got this chicken off of the smoker, and it looks and smells amazing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just tent this with some aluminum foil while we wait for the potatoes to finish up. And they should be done in just a few minutes. And then we'll come back, we'll cut into this smoked, yummy looking chicken, and we'll try some of our dinner. See you back in a few minutes. Alrighty guys, I just got the potatoes out of the smoker. I wish you guys could smell these. They smell amazing. And then we've got our chicken, and I am gonna cut into this. And I am gonna scoop up a spoonful of these potatoes, and we are gonna try it. Looks amazing. Amazing. Ooh, excuse my fingers, guys. They are clean. Ooh. And listen, crispy skin. Let's get a little piece of that. Right, then I am gonna get some of these potatoes. I'm gonna get more, but I need to taste these things because I know Mark is gonna be coming in here in a second, and he is gonna wanna eat. So we're gonna try these real quick before he gets in here. I always have to do a taste test, you know? So, all right, let me get a knife. All right. Now the potatoes are really hot, but we're gonna check this chicken out. Oh, wow. This chicken is so tender. Oh, it is awesome. Okay, now for these amazing looking potatoes. Perfect. They are hot. Oh yeah. The smoke flavor gives a whole new taste to our gratin cheesy potatoes. And the bacon in there, it's perfect. Oh yeah. Another great meal on the weekend in our Pit Boss smoker. It's awesome, guys. Okay, I am gonna share the recipe in the description, and then I'm gonna put the rub, the dry rub that we put on the chicken, but it's really just kind of whatever you guys prefer as far as your rub on your chicken. I mean, it was the star of the show today. I don't know if, I mean, it is the chicken, but the potatoes are awesome, guys. So, well, if you guys could try this recipe, you will not be disappointed. And if you get a chance, give a thumbs up, a like on my video, and subscribe to my channel. And it would be greatly, greatly appreciated, guys. So like I always say, have an awesome, awesome rest of your day, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.